Has anyone ever been to a wedding where someone actually objected? And if so, how did that go? It happened 3 summers ago in a quiet village just outside Lyon. I had been invited to a wedding at a centuries-old stone chapel, the kind where ivy crawled up the walls and the air smelled faintly of lavender and candle wax. The bride, Camille, was radiant, elegant, graceful, and seemingly calm. Her groom, Julian, looked proud but tense, as if holding his breath through the whole ceremony. Everything felt perfect, almost too perfect. The guests sat in hushed reverence. The sun filtered through stained glass, scattering color across the polished floor. The priest began the familiar words, his voice echoing softly through the chapel. My hands rested on my lap, and for a moment, I allowed myself to believe in the beauty of it all. Then came the pause. The moment that exists in every wedding but never lasts long, the priest's question. The one that is always met with silence. But not this time. From the back of the chapel came the unmistakable sound of a chair scraping against the floor. Every head turned. A man stood, tall and pale, his hands trembling. His face was haunted, his voice shaking as he spoke words I couldn't quite catch. What I did understand was the tone: anguish, desperation, and something close to love. Camille froze. The color drained from her face. Julian's jaw clenched so tightly that even from where I sat, I could see the muscle twitch. No one moved. No one breathed. The man took a hesitant step forward, then another, his eyes locked on the bride as though no one else existed. It felt like time folded in on itself. The chapel, the guests, the flowers, all of it seemed to fade. The only thing that mattered was the invisible line between the man and the woman at the altar. Then, without warning, Camille turned not to the man, not to her groom, but toward the door. She didn't run. She simply walked away, down the aisle, through the open doors, and into the blinding sunlight. Julian didn't follow. The man didn't either. They both stood there, hollow and motionless, like statues carved out of shock. No one knew what to do. The priest lowered his gaze, murmured something to himself, and quietly closed his book. One by one, the guests began to file out, whispering in disbelief. The flowers on the pews looked suddenly wilted, as though the air itself had changed. Outside, the bells rang anyway because they were set to a schedule and didn't know what had just happened. I saw Camille once more, months later, at a cafe near the river. She looked different, lighter, free somehow. I didn't speak to her. I didn't need to. In her calm, distant smile, I understood everything. And ever since that day, whenever I hear a priest ask that question, I can never quite breathe until it passes.